Hi Scorpio, welcome to your October 2019 general love reading. This is Mermaid Scales Tarot. Scorpio, before I get started, you guys have been such a blessing in my life. Honestly, your love, your support, your stories, everything has affected me so deeply. Thank you, Scorpio, and thank you to anyone that's watching. I am giving out 2 copies of my Casanova tarot deck because of all the love. Go ahead and check the description box if you're interested in winning one of these decks. Alright, let's get started. This is a general love reading for the Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus sign of Scorpio. This is not going to resonate with every single Scorpio or every single cross-watcher out there. Messages are said for those who need to hear them, and that's how my guides and my intuition prioritizes the messages that I provide during these readings. If this doesn't resonate with you, Scorpio, I suggest checking your Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, because depending on the planetary aspects in the sky, those signs may resonate with you more than your sun sign at this time. Crosswatchers, hi! You're very welcome here if you're interested in a Scorpio. Just please keep in mind, Scorpio and Crosswatcher, that I'm picking up on both energies here. So if you feel like a certain situation that I'm explaining should be vice versa and the role should be flipped, please feel free to do that. Energy is very fluid, so you're more than welcome to do that should you feel like that resonates with your situation more. We all have divine feminine and masculine energies within us, so when I'm saying masculines or feminines, I'm referring to the energies, not the sex or the gender. If anything is sex or gender specific, I will let you know. Alright, Scorpio, let's get started. So Scorpio, I do have to say, I felt a lot of energies of Pisces and Sagittarius, so I don't know if you have that in your chart somewhere. You could be a Sag, Scorpio cusper, or you're dealing with one of those sides, but really those, I just kept on hearing and seeing. When I was even shuffling the cards and getting your energy, I saw the Moon, the Hanged Man, and then I saw Temperance and just a lot of Sagittarius and Piscean energy, so some of you guys could deal with that, but that's not for all of you, obviously. What is the main factor right now, this connection between Scorpio and the person they're involved with? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs at this time. Codependency. Alright, Scorpio. So, with this card, I'm kind of feeling like there's a bit of, first of all, the connection between the two of you guys is very strong. Very strong. Is it a bit too strong, though? I'm almost feeling like there may be one or both of you that kind of leans on each other a lot for emotional support, which is totally fine, right? But it's like to a point where it may start to kind of infringe on the independence or the development of one person in this relationship. For some of you, not all of you, I feel like you could be dealing with addictions, or someone that you're connected to could be dealing with addictions or may have in the past. This could range from anything from alcohol, drugs, sex, food, video games, working. I mean, guys, like, it's not all just sex, drugs, and rock and roll here. It could just even be like, emotional addiction. Addiction, even obsession, I'm also getting from this. One of you guys in this connection could be even a bit obsessed with one another, to a point where I feel like one of you is going to have to start implementing some boundaries in a healthy way, not in a way where you're telling the person to fuck off, not in a way where, it's very fluid type of boundaries, but something where it's like, look, I like you too, I love you too, I feel you too, But we need to keep this a bit, you know, more independent. But really what I'm feeling for a lot of you is that someone cannot stop thinking about the other. Like constantly wondering when they're going to hang out again, when they're going to talk again, when they're going to reconnect again. A very, very strong connection. So, again, it's going to be resonating with you guys all very differently. Angels, spirits, and guides, please provide the rest of the cards for Scorpio's reading. Alright. Ooh. Yeah, there's a lot of love. Whew. Ooh. Alright. Yeah, so Scorpio, almost like some of you guys maybe really be focusing on your work right now. Really getting your coins, really stepping up in your projects. If you guys have, you know, owned businesses, home businesses, you guys are really working on that and really solidifying your position, whether it's in the corporate work, whether it's in your own. Some of you guys even have family businesses that I'm hearing. Or, you know, if that's not the case, I feel like some of you guys are just really wanting to be like, look, I want to work on this. But something needs to change, I'm almost hearing. I almost get the feeling that maybe like, ooh, for some of you guys, one person may be working a lot more than the other. Or it could be that one person is kind of providing more than the other person is, right? Because you see these two people, one's kind of in bed, like, well, what are you doing? It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Like, and that could be somewhere the dependence comes in, right? Someone could maybe financially dependent on another, and that's not for all of you. This is Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You can have that in your chart. You could be dealing with one. But for a lot of you, I feel like it's just having a conversation with this person, seeing what you can do to, you know, grow this relationship, make it more stable, make it more firm, make it more, I don't think tangible is the right word. It's more of like a independent, solid foundation where it's not, I don't know why I'm feeling like this kind of wobbly sense of stability here. Both of you could be a bit struggling together, and you guys are like working together to kind of, you know, become financially stable again. Some of you guys may have lost, you know, the other person you're connecting with may have lost a job. You may have lost a job. But it's also, with the Eight of Pentacles, really working on something specific to perfect it, to enhance your skills with it. So for a lot of you, this is just working on the relationship in general. And not every relationship is like, you know, a fairy tale relationship where it's like everything's perfect all the damn time, right? That's just not the real world. So for some of you, I feel like you guys are just really talking about the positives and the flaws within this connection at this time. What can we do to make this better? What can we do to make this grow? What can we do to keep this stable? What's crossing is the Two of Wands. So I feel like there's a need, but you know, usually as a reader for the Two of Wands, I read it as a decision's already been made. But right now I'm feeling like it's at like what most readers interpret as being at a crossroads. And it's not a crossroads where I think it's like, are we staying together or are we breaking up? And if that's the case, then that's the case. But that's not the energy I'm picking up on right now. It's as if like, okay, we can either take this relationship this way, where we're going to just constantly be thinking about each other, worrying about each other, obsessing over each other for some. Or we're going to just make the decision of doing what we can so we can both become more independent, more strong, you know, to grow. You know, I just feel like sometimes with relationships, it's as if people are so like, we need to, you know, I only have to make this decision to make sure they're happy, right? And it's not so much of a, it's like ballroom dancing, right? Where there's a leader instead of you two both dancing at the same time, going at the same rhythm. And the leader's there just because they feel like if they're not in control, then the whole connection, or, you know, they just become unstable. I'm kind of feeling that energy. But I'm feeling like the decision's going to be made to really have this conversation of what needs to be done to keep this going, so the fire's still there, so it doesn't dim out. Because when you don't have that sense of, I don't know why, for some I'm getting trust issues. I'm picking up on some severe trust issues, which is why I'm feeling that codependency of having to be there all the time, or having to reply all the time, or else something's wrong type of thing. Let's go ahead and clarify this Two of Wands. I just heard racing. I don't know if you guys are into racing or race cars. Yeah, the Queen of Wands, again, that independence, that knowing of strength, that attraction, that abundant mindset of, I'm going to go out there and get what I want. And I don't need anyone to do that for me, and I can do it by myself. Let's see, I'm going to get another one. Some of you definitely have fire in your chart. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Why else is the Two of Wands here? Okay, that's a lot, but I'm going to take the first card I see. Okay, the Hermit. Whoo boy. Okay, so we have the Tower, and we have the Queen of Wands and the Hermit. So I'm really feeling like one of you is sensing this codependency. And I'm feeling like it's not in an intent of, you know, manipulation or maliciousness or a need to control. I feel it as more of a sense of insecurity, as like wanting that like validation all the time of, you still love me, right? You're still there for me, right? You still think of me, right? And I feel like Scorpio, it's going to come to as a realization that the more you, I don't want to say partake, but it's almost as if the more you like accommodate, or you, I almost want to say babying them in some way. And again, if it's vice versa, it's vice versa. But you're realizing you're almost losing your sense of self. Your sense of, you know, before maybe you could have done whatever you wanted to do without having to tell anyone, or having any obligation of when you needed to be back, or texting them when you got there. And it's kind of like the sudden realization that maybe that independence has been infringed on a bit. Some of you could also be dealing with a Virgo. It doesn't have to be. But it's like, really, this is your time then when you're looking in and you're deciding, okay, I may need some time to figure this out, because this is getting a bit clingy for some of you. It's getting a bit obsessive for some of you. It's just getting too much to where you feel like things are getting a bit out of control. So it's time to really go withdraw yourself a bit and find that need to establish that boundary, or that need to really put things back together when things are starting to crumble. And again, I'm not feeling this as much as like a breakup, as a betrayal. I'm feeling this as much as just realizing that you didn't have as much freedom, or you don't have as much freedom as you did before. And so that's like kind of the realization of it all. What we see at the top here is the Page of Swords. So a couple things I'm getting from this. A lot of you guys really know that you have to start speaking your truth. You have to start establishing some boundaries. others of you, I do feel like this person does watch you a bit, Scorpio. Like, honestly, I'm getting this obsession. I know I feel like I'm repeating that, but it's like, honestly, the codependency, the other cards I see in this deck, it's like, when you're not with them, they can't help but check to see where you are. Like, either literally driving to say where you're going, for some of you. Others of you, it's just like checking your social media, checking your stories to see if, you know, what you're doing, who you're with, where you are. And it's like, I feel like some of you are finally coming to terms with where you have to start saying something about it. Really just gaining that independence back and that need to have a bit of time, because honestly, in order for a relationship to work, there's time that needs to be had that's separate. You can't always be together. You can't always be doing the same thing. And I feel like it's like as if, Scorpio, you're starting to really implement that in the relationship. Or someone is. Whether it's you or the other person. But don't get it twisted. At the root of this, there's a lot of love. There's the Ten of Cups. You both do love each other. This isn't something where you just want to go hook up with other people, or you just want to go be away from them because you can't stand them. There's a lot of emotional satisfaction here. A lot of love. Ooh, a lot of neck kissing for some of you guys. I just heard biting. Ooh, Scorpio. You know, it's not as if like you don't like this person anymore. And I don't know why I'm getting that feeling of like, they feel literally if you don't respond immediately, or if you don't, you know, show that romantic, lovey-dovey, sweetie, cuddly side all the time, that they think you're not interested. And that's not the case. You're very happy with this person, and they're very happy with you. But again, like, you literally can't always, you know, like the same thing, do the same thing, wear the same thing. Like, almost as if it's kind of like, it feels that overwhelming to you, Scorpio, for some of you. Boundaries need to be had so this real emotional fulfillment can be experienced. Like, I already feel like for a lot of you it's there, but it could be even enhanced further. It can even be taken further should that freedom be regained again. And I feel like for a lot of them, Scorpio, it's like you just have to explain, like, just because I want to do things on my own doesn't mean I don't want to do them, you know, per se without you, but I just need my time, I just need my space, I just need my mind sometimes. We all have different layers of boundaries, right? And what we're comfortable with. Like, we have boundaries with the people we love, we have boundaries with strangers, we have boundaries within ourselves that only we want to do, you know, for ourselves, right? And so it's like almost as if that boundary between yourself and the person you love, your partner, your intimate partner, it's kind of getting meshed. So you both want this to, you know, a lot of you are already married to this person, or a lot of you are even thinking about a long-term commitment or are in one currently. But in order for it to really enhance this true love, independence is going to need to be had. In the recent past, we have Strength card. This is Leo energy. You could have Leo in your chart, could be dealing with a Leo. I feel like a lot of you are realizing it's almost, I'm hearing again, taming the beast. I heard that in a reading last session or last series. I forget for who. It was either, I forget. But it's as if you're finally like seeing that this person has a bit of that fear-based thinking of, you know, having to always be with you, or always having to, a lot of them I feel like they don't mean to, but for some of them it's almost as if they put a lot of emotional burden on you, which, Scorpio, I feel like you're happy to like help them through things. You're happy to help them through times in their life, but it's as if they kind of don't realize they're just one thing after another, like whether it's like drama at work or drama with friends or drama in family, that they keep on piling it on type of thing and just asking you to defend them or to be there for them or to, and it's just getting a bit much where you're like, okay, look, I need to start getting, you know, to that point where I need to start making that boundary strong, clear, even though I love them. And I feel like a lot of you just didn't want to hurt this person because of it, but it's like, I gotta do what's right for this connection. I gotta do what's right for myself. Let's go ahead and clarify the Strength card. Why is Strength here in the past for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs? Why is Strength card here for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? Yeah, again, making it, ooh, bottom of the deck, here you are, Scorpio. So yeah, I feel like a lot of this is just that transformation of knowing that the walls need to be set, that too much of your freedom has been taken, too much of your space has been taken, and it's not in a selfish way, Scorpio. It's not in a way where you're like, oh, I must feel like I'm a bad partner because I need to distance myself, because I need to gain some clarity, some insight, some inner knowledge and knowing. I feel like a lot of you had to make this inner transformation within yourself of, I feel like some of you just did your own spiritual work of recognizing like what fear-based thinking is in others, and you're kind of starting to recognize that within this other person, seeing that they're hurt, seeing that without you they're not as strong, without you they don't feel as confident. And Scorpio, you did a lot of work to rise up above that, to gain that confidence, to gain that strength, and to know when something just isn't working out anymore. And it's not the relationship, but it's the whole fact of this dependence. I want to make that clear. In the future, we have the Emperor, Aries energy. Also Scorpio for me as a reader. This is taking control back. This is, if anything is boundary establishing, it's the Emperor. You could be dealing with someone that's older than you. You could be older than this person, Scorpio. But it's really just making things, bringing order to the chaos. Bringing clarity, guidance, boundaries, instruction. It's almost like I'm hearing damage control for some of you. Your solar plexus could be especially strong at this time, Scorpio, like having the confidence and the motive to know that this is really what's best for the relationship. I feel like for a while you guys were just worried about hurting this person or, you know, making them feel like you weren't into them or whatever, but that's not the case. And I feel like you'll explain that very well. You're bringing stability back. Whatever was loose, whatever was rigid, whatever was shaky, it's being reconstructed. It's being reestablished. You guys are bossing up. This obsession has to get under control. You right now, Scorpio, is the Seven of Pentacles. Some of you guys like booty play. I'm just saying. But for a lot of you, I feel like you're doing a lot of reflection. Again, with a lot, the Seven of Pentacles is kind of like looking back at the past, seeing what's grown from the actions of before, and kind of realizing what to do once everything is ripe, once everything has grown. Oh, some of you guys really like, either you like their moan, Scorpio, or they like your moan. I'm hearing moaning. And it's sexy. But you're really just seeing, you know, what in the past made it come to this point, I feel. Let's go ahead. I'm going to clarify the Seven of Pentacles as well. Why is the Seven of Pentacles here for Scorpio? Yeah, I think this is a lot of patience. Right when I saw High Priestess, I'm hearing patience. And, you know, it's like as if you know deep down, when you do this evaluating, when you see where things kind of got a little topsy-turvy, it's through self-reflection that you'll find the answers. It's through listening to your inner voice when you meditate, or when you're just a bit unsure of how everything got to this place. The High Priestess is here to tell you that you already know, Scorpio. Listen to your divine feminine. Listen to your inner feminine, the intuition, your sacral. Your solar is very strong, but your sacral is trying to tell you why this has gotten a bit out of control, where it's gotten to the point of obsession with this person. And again, if it's vice versa, it's vice versa. I feel like some cross-watchers are like, it's not me. Okay. We have the Page of Wands here for the outside energy. You could be dealing with a younger fire sign, or just someone with a very youthful energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or someone with that energy in their chart. I am almost getting a defensive energy from this. Like almost like, you know, in the Rider-Waite, you see that almost this exact position of that person with the Seven of Wands. I'm kind of getting like, when this conversation's had or when things need to be said, there may be a bit of a defensive point coming from this person. I almost, again, feel like it's more fear-based than anything. Like, things can't change. I can't, you know, lose Scorpio. Like, for some reason, they think that if they spend less time from you, or if they don't have as much one-on-one time or whatever, it's like as if the relationship's not going to work out. I don't know why I'm getting that feeling, but it's as if others of you, it's almost as if when you have this conversation with that person, I think it will give them the idea that, or that, you know, kind of fire under their ass, to make them really see that, okay, you know what, maybe I have been a bit dependent, maybe I have been a bit clingy, maybe I have been a bit infringing on boundaries, and in order for this to work, I need to have this new outlook on it. I need to have this new passion about going about it and accepting what Scorpio has to say, accepting what Scorpio needs in this connection. It's really what I'm getting from that. And your highest hopes is that everything will work out with the Three of Pentacles. You know, that you guys will be able to work on this, that it will be a teamwork collaboration, that it will be understood, that things will be said, things will be worked on, and things can grow. I mean, the Three of Pentacles is like when everything starts to build, when people start collaborating to make a project really be executed in the best way possible. And I feel like both of you are really hoping for this once it happens. Almost as if you guys can have your free time doing the things that you want, going out with other people, and there not being an issue about it. There not being a problem with it. That there won't be too much jealousy, that there won't be too much worry, panic. Someone's definitely a titty person too. Just gotta say that. I'm just seeing boobs everywhere. But really, it's just like as if this person knows that should you go out with other friends or other people or just have your own time, that you'll always be the one that has their eyes on them, or vice versa. That's not going to change. You guys still love each other. You still have that connection with each other. That can't, you know, no one can take away from that. no matter what, and that it will be solid, it will be firm, it will be stable. The interesting thing is that for the fears position, we have Temperance. Again, Sagittarius energy. I saw that in your pre-shuffle. But this is about balance and patience. So I almost feel like for some of you, it's like as if you have to have more patience before this really works out, or this person, you know, won't be at this balance that you're looking for. This balance of wills, wants, desires, and emotions, dependency, needs. That it will take longer for this to really be implemented within the relationship. Or that it will just take a long time before it even gets there, maybe longer than what you're willing to wait for. I'm going to go ahead and clarify the Temperance card. Why is Temperance here? What are the worst fears of this connection? For Scorpio. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Yeah, just unsatisfied. Or it's either like an unsatisfaction, or it's like this person's unwilling to change, unwilling to balance, unwilling to accept, unwilling to compromise. Whoever it is involved in here, that they want things still to be their way. And that's the only time they'll be at peace with it, is when everything is within their own emotional comfort. Which isn't realistic. Which isn't right. I'm feeling for a lot of you. It's as if this balance or this proposal of like, look, this is what I need in the relationship. This is what's going to make me feel like things are more under control, things are more stable. It's like, no, I don't think so. I want things to be the way they are. Type of thing, type of energy. So for the outcome, we're going to go ahead and take that to Vimeo. You can go ahead and join me in the extended version, which is going to be in the description box of this video, right under the, right before the link to win the deck. But before we go, I am going to pull a card about how they feel about you, what they may not be expressing at this time, what they may not be saying, or what their overall energy is towards you, Scorpio, about how they feel about you. So how does, ooh, there we go. We would pay attention to the red flags. Yeah, so this is everything I've been kind of saying. It could be definitely both ways. You know, it could definitely be not just one person or the other. It could definitely be reciprocated on both sides. Some codependent kind of habits. But it's as if it's like, look, in order for this relationship to grow to where we want it to go, we're going to need to change some things. We're going to need to reconstruct a few foundations that may have been a bit unstable. Because if this continues how it's going to go, with the same patterns, with the same ways, with the same thinking, it's not going to be sturdy. It's not going to be firm. And at the gust of a wind, everything could fall over. And I don't think either of you want that with this 10 of Cups and the foundation of this. Both of you want this to work, but you guys have to listen to the signs. You have to pay attention to what's not working and to what's making you or both of you feel uncomfortable in this. Alright, Scorpio, I'm going to go ahead and take this to the extended, so we're going to see the outcome and any advice and any sort of plans of action towards this time. But if this is where we depart, I love you, Scorpio. Thank you so much for joining me. I really hope this resonated. If it did, please comment, like, share, and subscribe. Take care, Scorpio. See you next time.